Hi, I'm Samara W, and today I'm going to be discussing significant figures, addition and subtraction rules, multiplication rules, and measurements. Let's say that you are measuring the length of a pen using a ruler that is marked with millimeters as the smallest indicator, so basically you're measuring a pen. Part A. What could be the length measurement that you would record, assuming that the pen is between 12 and 13 centimeters long? Now you could really do anything between 12 and 13 centimeters long, but for the sake of the problem, I've chosen 12.37 centimeters. Part B. Which is the estimated digit for your measurement? Now the estimated digit is the very last digit in a measurement. It is estimated because it falls between two known marks on the ruler, and therefore requires the person taking the measurement to be very precise. To find the estimated digit, check the positions of the millimeter marks just before and after where your pencil falls on the ruler. So in this case, the answer for what is the estimated digit is the 7 on the end of this number. It's the 7 because it's the last number and because it's the number that falls between two millimeter marks. Part C. The pen is the same length as the diameter of a circle. What is the circumference of the circle? Use pi equals 3.14. So most of us will know if this problem is basically saying, let's say that your pen is the diameter of a circle. Now, we all know that to find the circumference of a circle, we use pi times the diameter of that circle. So if the pen's length is the diameter of the circle, we would do 3.14, because that's what we're using for pi, for, time's sake, times 12.37 centimeters, because that's the diameter of our makeshift circle. Now, if you put that into your calculator, you're going to come up with this number. But that's actually not our final answer because of something called significant figures. Now, significant figures, sometimes called sig figs, are digits of a number that carry meaning contributing to its precision. Basically means there are digits that are significant, as delineated by its name. This includes all digits except leading zeros and trailing zeros, or zeros at the end of a number where there is no decimal point. So for instance, in the number 30, there would be one significant figure because it's 3 and then there's a trailing 0. But if it was 30 and then a decimal point after the 0, there would be two significant figures because the 0 would be in between a 30 and a decimal point. So you determine the number of significant figures by the numbers in the problem that you started with. So in this one, there are 4 significant figures. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are also 3 significant figures in 3.14. Now you take the number with the smallest significant figures to find out what to round to in your answer. So since we have 3 significant figures here, and that's smaller than 4, we would end up with 3 significant figures. So if we round 38.8418 to 3 significant figures, we'd end up with 38.8 centimeters. Real-world example. You are measuring the width of a computer screen using a ruler that is marked with millimeters as the smallest length indicator. So the problem is similar to what we did with the pen, except now we're using a computer, which is probably going to be a little bit bigger than a pen. Part A. What could be the length measurement that you would record, assuming that the computer is between 17 to 18 centimeters wide? Now, the answer is probably going to be similar to what you did with the pen, except it's going to be between 17 to 18 centimeters wide. Which is the estimated digit for your measurement? Now, if you found the initial, so here's what I got. I chose 17.77 centimeters. Now, the estimated digit is going to be the 7, one of the 3 sevens, on the end of this problem, because that was the measurement that was between the 2 millimeter marks that we discussed earlier. The computer screen is the same length as the diameter of a circle. What is the circumference of a circle? Use pi equals 3.14. Now we're going to use the same formula as we did before. Pi times diameter equals circumference. So in this case, the diameter is going to be 17.77 centimeters. So we're going to multiply 17.77 centimeters times 3.14 to get 55.7978 centimeters. You can punch that into your calculator. You'll get the same answer. But as we know, since we need to take significant figures into account, the correct answer would be 55.8 centimeters. The reason for this being that we have 3 significant figures in the problem, so we need 3 significant figures in the answer. Now, for argument's sake, let's say that we had declared pi to be 3.2 or 3.1, since that would be the correct way to round it. 3.1. Then, usually we wouldn't do that because it's very rare that someone will give you pi as 3.1, but let's say for argument's sake that we are. If we take pi as 3.1, then we only have 2 significant figures, which means that the answer would have to be 2 significant figures. So that's how significant figures work. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something.